Humanity was denied a seat at the table, so we took the throne by force. Ambassador Zethkar of the Velthari Confederation adjusted his crystalline breathing apparatus as he entered the Grand Assembly Hall of Nexus Prime. For 3,000 cycles, this chamber had been the beating heart of galactic civilization, where the 12 founding species had shaped the destiny of over 400 lesser worlds. Today, however, something felt different. The usual harmonious hum of translators was replaced by an unsettling silence. The massive holographic display at the center of the hall flickered to life, showing the familiar blue-green marble that had become the source of so much inconvenience. Earth, the humans' homeworld, that backwater planet in the unfashionable arm of the galaxy that had somehow produced the most troublesome species the Confederation had ever encountered. "The motion is simple," announced Prime Speaker Yilneth, her forearms gesturing gracefully toward the assembled delegates. "We formally deny the human petition for membership in the Galactic Confederation. All in favor?" 11 crystalline hands rose in unison. Only Ambassador Krelton of the Zephyrian Empire abstained, his reptilian features betraying what might have been concern. "The motion passes," Yilneth declared. "Let the record show that humanity lacks the temperamental stability required for..." The lights died. Emergency illumination cast eerie shadows as delegates murmured in their various languages. Through the massive transparisteel windows, Zethkar could see the orbital defense platforms of Nexus Prime, winking out one by one, like stars being snuffed by an unseen hand. "What's happening?" someone whispered in the darkness. Then the humans arrived. They didn't announce themselves with fanfare or diplomatic protocol, no grand speeches or ultimatums. The airlock simply hissed open, and Admiral Sarah Chen walked into the chamber wearing a simple military uniform that looked almost primitive compared to the ornate robes and technological augmentations of the Confederation delegates. Behind her came a single squad of human soldiers, not the massive army one might expect for conquering the galactic capital, but 12 individuals whose very presence seemed to shift the atmosphere of the room. They moved with a predatory grace that made even the warrior caste Corvani delegates unconsciously step back. "You denied us a seat," Admiral Chen said, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber without any technological amplification. "So, we've come to collect what we deserve." Prime Speaker Yilneth's translator struggled with the human's words, but her tone needed no interpretation. This is impossible. Our defenses are designed to stop fleets, not ideas," Chen interrupted. "Did you really think we'd try to fight you the way you expect? The way every other species has fought for the past 3 millennia? Zethkar found his voice. "You cannot simply walk in here and... can't we?" Chen pulled out a small device that looked laughably primitive, a simple rectangular screen. 3 hours ago, we simultaneously infiltrated every major Confederation facility across 47 star systems, not with armies or weapons of mass destruction, but with something far more dangerous. She tapped the screen. Across the galaxy, on worlds spanning hundreds of light years, the same message began broadcasting on every communication channel, every data network, every screen that could display information. "The Confederation told you that humanity was too violent, too unpredictable to join galactic society. They didn't tell you about the war crimes on Keller 7. They didn't mention the slave markets on Vendex Prime. They certainly didn't explain why the Zephyrian rebellion was crushed with chemical weapons while their leaders called for peace and stability. We humans have a saying, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Today, we're letting in all the light. The data flowed like an avalanche. Classified documents, recorded conversations, financial records showing which species profited from maintaining order in the outer territories. 3,000 years of carefully hidden corruption, exploitation, and systematic oppression laid bare for every citizen of every member world to see. "You see," Chen continued as chaos erupted in the chamber, "humans aren't just good at war. We're excellent at information warfare, at understanding networks, at finding the pressure points that hold societies together. While you were building bigger guns and stronger shields, we were learning how to make entire civilizations question everything they thought they knew." Prime Speaker Yilneth was frantically trying to contact her homeworld, but her communications were blocked. Every delegate in the room was discovering the same thing. They were cut off from their power bases just as those power bases were learning uncomfortable truths about their leaders. This is terrorism. Ambassador Vorthak of the hegemony bellowed. Chen smiled, an expression that somehow managed to be both warm and terrifying. No, this is transparency. Terrorism would have been if we'd decided to detonate the 7 antimatter charges we placed in the foundations of this station before coming up here to chat. The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees. Don't worry, she added casually. We disarmed them an hour ago. We're not here to destroy anything, we're here to take over. There's a difference. Ambassador Krelton, who had abstained from the vote, spoke for the first time. What do you want? Simple, Chen replied. Humanity gets a seat at the table. The real table, not some puppet council you create to placate us. Full membership, with full voting rights and full access to Confederation resources and technology. And if we refuse? Yilnith asked, though her voice had lost much of its earlier authority. Then the information release continues. Every day, more evidence of Confederation crimes goes public. Every day, more worlds start asking why they need you at all. How long do you think your government survives when your own people learn what you've been doing in their name? The silence stretched for nearly a minute before Ambassador Krelton stepped forward. The Zephyrian Empire formally recognizes humanity's right to Confederation membership. One by one, as reports filtered in from their homeworlds, riots, protests, governments falling, the other delegates began to follow suit. Admiral Chen nodded graciously as the vote was finalized. Thank you. Oh, and just so we're clear, this was us being diplomatic. You really don't want to see what happens when humans decide to stop playing by the rules entirely. As she turned to leave, she paused at the doorway. The first human ambassador will arrive next week. I suggest you prepare a proper welcome. After all, we're going to be working together for a very long time. The humans departed as quietly as they had arrived, leaving behind a shattered status quo and a galaxy that would never be the same. In the aftermath, as the Confederation struggled to maintain order while accommodating their newest and most dangerous members, historians would mark this day as the moment when humanity didn't just join galactic civilization, they conquered it without firing a single shot.